Welcome back, friends. So today we are in Detroit for an arraignment for two co-defendants. I am not an attorney. I am not putting forth any legal conclusions, nor giving any legal advice. All comments are my opinion, and all persons are innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. And if you like what I'm doing, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And we know that videos like these often do get demonetized, so if you would like to further support me, the link is in the description for the memberships if you'd like to join my circle of friends. And if you have any hot tips for any cases, you can email me. It's jesscaris@gmail.com, or you can reach out to me on Instagram. It's @jesscaris, although you're likely to get a quicker response through email. And on that note, let's go to Detroit.
Say your full name.
Daniel Beauchamp Bailey.
All right, and Bailey and Carter are Cody's, right? Can we get number 2 up as well?
Face the camera, say your full name.
Keon Carter.
All right, good afternoon. This is case number 2305539, State of Michigan versus Daniel Beauchamp Bailey and Keon Terrell Carter. Counsels, your appearances, please, starting with the APA.
Good afternoon, APA Julie Powell, P number 62448, appearing on behalf of the people.
Thank you.
Yes, Darren Brandenburg, appearing on behalf of Keon Carter and James Bailey, finals, waiving the right to formal reading, revise the constitutional rights and stand mute.
Thank you. Court will enter a not guilty plea on your client's behalf and bond arguments, beginning with Ms. Powell, please.
Magistrate, I would also note that the officer in charge, Michael Scott, is also present on the Zoom link.
Okay.
Beginning with defendant 1, Daniel Bailey, the people will start off our argument by asking for remand in this case because we believe there are no combination of circumstances of bond that would protect public safety and guarantee his attendance at court proceedings. And these are the reasons why. First, I would note that the defendant is currently on bond and awaiting trial on February 27th of this year before Judge Sharice Anderson in the Third Circuit Court on charges of armed robbery, felon in possession, and felon second. And he was on bond in this case, and it looks like, and I'm going from the Register of Actions from the Third Circuit Court, he was on a $200,000 cash bond with the GPS tether under house arrest, but that appears to have been reduced and the GPS tether was removed. So we have that instance there. We also have the circumstances of this case when the police tried to effect a traffic stop of the car the defendants were in, it fled and collided with one of the police cars involved. And then they both defendants fled from the car and had to be apprehended after a foot chase. And then there's the circumstances of this case. This happened in a liquor store at approximately 4:14 p.m. In addition to the complaining witness who was shot multiple times and is in critical condition in the hospital, there were a number of employees and customers in the store. And it's a miracle that no one else was hit, given the fact that the complaining witness was shot multiple times. The shooting was captured on surveillance video in the store. And the people submit that the defendants are identifiable both from a combination of circumstances of the video and the circumstances of their arrest. We've already mentioned the fact that that the defendants tried to flee once the officers had tracked them down and tried to effect a traffic stop. But we would note that defendant 1 is the defendant who was accused of pulling the trigger, and that he does appear with a gun and shooting the victim. We have the victim lying on the ground with multiple wounds visible on his body. When the police arrived, there was blood, and they recovered multiple casings, which have been linked through a NIBIN analysis to recovered subsequently via a search warrant at the apartment that officers saw defendant leaving under the hoodie he was wearing in the video. And then we have defendant number 2 entering the store, leaving the store, driving the defendant away, going to another location to pick up another zip car, leaving with him, going with him to the apartment complex, and then driving him away again and fleeing from the police officers. So for defendant 1, is now being charged as a felony third, in addition to being charged with a capital offense. So for defendant 1, we do ask for remand in his case. For defendant 2, as the officer in charge notes on the arraignment on the warrant form, he did flee. He was the getaway driver. He continued to aid and abet the defendant. And so for him, we would ask for a $100 cash bond with a GPS tether, house arrest, with leaving only for verified employment and times, doctors, court appointments, meetings with his attorney, and church if he so intends. And so for all those reasons, we would ask court to impose the bond as the people have outlined.
Okay, maybe I misheard you. What was the amount you requested for number 2?
$100,000, Your Honor.
Thank you, counsel.
Yes, Your Honor. That's the Daniel Bailey. My client indicates to us that he's a 29-year-old lifelong resident of Detroit, Your Honor. Lives with his grandmother. He is employed at a manufacturing company that makes well below 200% profit guideline. And any amount of money would be like a remand for my client, Your Honor. Actually, I'm not privy to the videos, and we haven't been privy to the videos. So I ask that we at least stick to the report, since the defense wasn't privy to also look at the videos to determine what went on in those videos. But I understand these are assault allegations. My client looks forward to the thing in court. He was honest with counsel about being on bond for armed robbery. Indicated to us that matter is co-defendant's case was dismissed, and his court date is coming up pretty soon. That's what my client indicated to us, Your Honor. I didn't have a chance to verify it, because we were pretty busy. But understandably, these are soft allegations. He has been waiting 3 years for the case on trial. He indicated that he's been waiting 3 years. He spent like a year and hasn't come in jail for that matter. We respectfully ask this court, I understand this court won't be a personal mind in this matter. And I definitely understand that, but we ask for some sort of reasonable bond, maybe 20 to 25,000. Even though that would be like a remand to my client. My client can't come up with 25,000. He makes 1/4 of the 200% property guideline, Your Honor. That doesn't have any money, so there's no way he'd be able to come up with that. But we're just asking for some sort of reasonable bond. And for Mr. Keon Carter, as I stated earlier, I wasn't privy to the videos and that matter either, Your Honor. And I'm asking that we stick with the report, not the information from the videos that I haven't been privy to. But 27-year-old lifelong resident of Detroit, Your Honor, lives with his mother. Unfortunately, he's unemployed right now, so it's difficult for one thing I can find either. Any amount of time is very difficult for my client to pay. He takes care of his younger brother. His younger brother was shot up pretty bad, and has some physical issues that my client actually helps him deal with on a daily basis. You know? I understand he's getting charged with assault allegations, and it sounds like those are allegations, which are allegations are aiding and abetting. He wasn't indicated to take part within the shooting itself, allegedly, the alleged shooting, because as I said, my clients are innocent unless proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. They're cloaking that presumption, and this is true, Your Honor. So respectfully, with Mr. Carter, we're asking for a personal bond or a reasonable 10% bond, reasonable low 10% bond. Please get that for
Your Honor, I'm sorry, don't mean to interrupt. I also would like to ask that there be a no contact with the complaining witness or any of the civilian witnesses in this matter, either directly or through third parties or through social media. Daniel Bailey in the Register of Actions for his pending case, that was indicated as a bond condition, which leads me to believe there may be some concern for that.
Yeah, respectfully, Your Honor, if I could briefly address that, I wouldn't say that raises any extra concern as it does for anybody else when these charges comes up. A no contact provision is usually what's in place during these matters and where there's a complaining witness in the assault matter. So I don't believe that should be any extra concern as it is in any other assault matter that this court provides bond for.
And counsel, as to Mr. Carter, did you say he's unemployed?
Yes, Your Honor, unfortunately, he's unemployed. Now, I did want to say he suffers from sickle cell too.
Okay.
So you can mark his file medical, I very appreciate it.
DDC, can you mark both of these gentlemen's files medical, please?
Your Honor, and my other the people have another concern as well with counsel representing both defendants, and I don't know if it's an issue at this stage, but it does seem like there could be some, differing levels of responsibility, and that there may be a conflict at some point. I'm just bringing it up at this point, and I don't know if the court thinks that it's an issue at this point, and a separate counsel should speak to Mr. Carter, at least down the road. I'm sure they'll address that at other court proceedings as well, but I just wanted to note that.
Yeah, my understanding is that after today's arraignment, they would not be with your office. Is that correct, Mr. Byrd?
That's correct, Your Honor.
And they'll get either retained counsel or court appointed through Third Circuit?
Correct, Your Honor.
Okay. Does that address their issues, Ms. Powell?
It does, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Let's start with Mr. Bailey. Mr. Bailey is charged here with, among other things, potential life imprisonment. It's indicated by both counsels that he was currently out on bond pending on another matter that does give this court the ability to remand Mr. Bailey. And based on what I've heard here and in reviewing the investigator's report, court will remand Mr. Bailey for further proceedings in this case. All right. And then as to Mr. Carter, both counsels have indicated Mr. Carter is not alleged to have been directly involved in the shooting, and this is what the court will do. Mr. Carter, while this case is pending, you are not to possess a firearm or any other dangerous weapon. You understand that, sir? DDC, you might be muted. And you're to have no contact with the complaining witness in this case, either directly or indirectly through some third party or through social media or any other way. Is that clear, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Should you post bond, you will be on a GPS tether on house arrest. If you leave your house, you're going back to jail. Is that clear, sir?
Yes.
Court will set bond in this matter at $250,000 cash or surety. And that will give rise to a bond redetermination hearing on Wednesday morning February 15. That's going to be in front of Judge McConico. And further dates for both defendants will be probable cause conference, February 21. What?
Remand will be different. It's on the,
Oh. So can we keep them together since they're Cody's or not?
because of what you did.
Okay. All right. All right. As to, so wait,
That was
If it's-
before I did.
yeah, if his PCC is 227, when is his preliminary exam?
It's on the other conditions.
Oh.
Type in.
All right. Okay. As to Mr. Carter, you'll have the bond redetermination hearing Wednesday morning, and then your further dates will be probable cause conference February 21, preliminary exam February 27. Both of those will be in front of Judge Jefferson. The bond redetermination hearing is in front of Judge McConico. As to Mr. Bailey, your probable cause conference will be February 27, and your exam will be March 6th at 1:45 p.m. Those will also be in front of Judge Jefferson here in 30. What?
Keep it the same.
Huh?
Keep it the same. I'm gonna redo that.
Keep what
Keep
the-
their court dates the same.
keep their
I'm gonna
dates
redo
together?
that minute.
Okay, so we're going to use these dates?
Yes.
All right, scratch all of that on the date. As to Mr. Carter, you will have a bond redetermination hearing Wednesday, February 15, in front of Judge McConico. Both defendants will have a probable cause conference February 21, preliminary exam February 27. Both of those hearings will be in front of Judge Jefferson here in 36th District Court. Anything else for the record from anyone?
No, Your Honor.
Counsel? Thank you. Thank you, gentlemen. You can step aside.